This concept has been understood in multiple ways. As a political philosophy, a utopia, a current system of political and economic governance, a historical philosophy, and as a revolutionary ideology fundamentally opposed to capitalism and liberal democracy. Scholars of international relations have commonly regarded it as the official ideology of the former Soviet Union from 1917 to 1991 and China from 1949 to the present. The term originates from the Latin word communis, signifying belonging to all. A communist society is theoretically structured to ensure that individuals equally share the outcomes of their efforts and collectively own property. Individuals contribute according to their capacity and consume solely according to their necessities. They regard one another with equality and fairness, irrespective of gender, age, or nationality. The coercive force of the state is unnecessary for maintaining individual control, and the acquisitive behavior typical of liberal capitalist countries becomes inconceivable. This vision has never been fully actualized in actuality. Nevertheless, several reasonably successful small-scale rural communes indicate, at least to communists, that humans possess the ability to unite in a cohesive political union. Contrary to common perception, Karl Marx produced minimal writings on the specific attributes of a fully realized communist society. He was primarily focused on analyzing the essence of capitalism and the historical dynamics that would ultimately result in the eradication of private property. He asserted that in a communist society, one may hunt in the morning, fish in the afternoon, tend to livestock in the evening, and engage in debate after dinner. Communism emerged as a structured political movement in the 19th century and evolved into a worldwide ideology in the early 20th century. A significant portion of its success can be attributed to Lenin's endeavors. His principal contribution to communist thought and practice was the elucidation of the essential function of the Vanguard Party. This proficient and committed cohort of revolutionaries would advance the revolution. Its purpose was to demonstrate that Lenin had the potential to implement his ideas in Russia following the success of the Bolshevik Revolution in October 1917. Upon attaining power, the Vanguard Party transformed into a dictatorship characterized by exceptional brutality. The Soviet Union's rhetoric of world revolution antagonized and concerned numerous leaders of capitalist nations. The Americans, French, and British were so apprehensive that they allied with the White Russians in an interventionist conflict against the Bolsheviks in 1918 to 1919. A significant portion of the Cold War animosity between the Soviet Union and the United States can be attributed to this period in the history of American and European foreign policy. The Soviet leadership not only asserted the necessity of global communism dissemination, but also actively endorsed communist parties and trade union organizations in Europe, financed revolutionary endeavors in Asia, Africa, and Latin America, and ultimately participated in an extensive arms competition with the West. At other times throughout the Cold War, Soviet officials used a more balanced approach, discussing the potential for peaceful coexistence between communism and capitalism. Nonetheless, from the Western viewpoint, both the Soviet Union and China posed a significant danger to Western principles. Currently, following the dissolution of communism as a worldwide doctrine, the likelihood of achieving Marx's utopian vision remains as remote as it was in the late 19th century.